Hello guys, and thank you for tuning in, and welcome to Stock Music Licensing. Today I want to talk to you about 3 challenges that we face when we're starting off on doing stock music, or when we're starting to sell music online on royalty-free sites. Now, notice that I say we because I still encounter these challenges myself. And I think in the beginning it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to share a little bit about those 3 things and what are they. So the first thing is that you might not have enough music, okay, ready to start uploading. And by that I mean that stock music, what it is that you will need a certain amount of volume, a certain amount of music to be already out there in order to see some results, in order to get some sales. I know that was true for me. I mean, I've seen some composers and fellow friends that they might not have that many tracks out there, but and they make regular sales. But you know, usually it takes more than just 1 or 2 tracks to have on a portfolio or on your profile. Now that's the main thing, you know. So not enough music tracks out there, and when you're starting off, the idea of having 50 unique music tracks out, or at least ready to upload, could be a little bit overwhelming. So you have to start with one, you know, one at a time. I have a video where I talk about 1 track a day keeps failure away, and by that I mean that you can speed up the composition process or the writing process by trying to compose a track a day. And I know that that could be something that, again, it could be very overwhelming. It was overwhelming for me because I will take forever to just make 1 track, and not to mention finish it. And so you know, that's one of the challenges. And the more you get into this, the more you will get familiarized with the actual workflow, or your own workflow, and what it takes to actually come up with 1 unique track for stock music. The second thing will be not to have enough time. You might not have enough time in the day because you might have a day job. You might be doing this on the side. Maybe you're playing in a band and you do gigs, or you do guitar lessons on the side and whatnot, or you have a family. I mean, I'm really struggling with time at this very moment because I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I have my youngest daughter now is 10 months old, and I stay here with her in the mornings while my wife is working, and it really it's a real struggle for me to balance life and family life with the actual business side of things. So time is something that I can relate to. My only advice will be to actually do even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just half an hour, 1 hour a day, to do this on the side. It could really help instead of leaving it for too long and just trying to do something in 1 day, or try to do a lot in 1 day. I know that I suffer from this. You know, I feel like I'm not very productive, and I feel like in 1 day I want to do everything, you know, compose, upload, do YouTube videos and whatnot, and it's just not possible really sometimes. And we have to, it's better to just do little by little, even if it's just half an hour, even if it's just a little bit late at night, if that's the time that you have. I hate to work late at night. I don't have the energy. I'm really drained after taking care of my daughter. And even though my wife comes back from work around 2 or 3, and that's when I start working officially, there's always interruptions. You know, that there is a downside for being a stay-at-home dad and for having work at home. And I can share that more in depth in another video. But I think that not having enough music ready and not having enough time, they're combined. They go together. So I can really sympathize with you when I get all these messages and get private emails and whatnot, saying that, you know, I have a day job already. How on earth I'm gonna create 50 tracks, 100 tracks in order to start seeing some progress, and on top of that I'm getting rejections, you know. So I completely sympathize with you, and my advice and the way I do it is by doing little by little every day. You know, if that means I can start a new music track and finish it tomorrow, or join a new library as well, you know, that seems like baby steps, but that will take you somewhere. And I know that is true as well for YouTube. I'm way behind on YouTube. I know that YouTube as well works in a way like stock music. or the royalty-free world, because it requires a lot of uploads. It requires a lot of videos to make an impact. And even though we're starting to have a conversation, I know that I don't have enough content out there. I know I can do better than this, and I know that that takes time. Now, the third thing, the very last thing I will say, that is patience. Again, I'm a victim of this, and I get a lot of messages saying, you know, I have uploaded my track, it's still on review after 10 days. You know, there is this anxiety to get things out there and to start seeing sales. My job is to help you upload your music, give you some kind of inside information, and let you know that what you're doing, it's gonna take time. You know, it took me a lot of time. For fellow composers and for other friends of mine that are doing this, it was completely different, but for me, it took me a whole year before I saw a single sale. And I will never forget, you know, I can tell you the date exactly. When I opened the laptop and I saw the actual sale, it just said one sale. I was like, oh my God, somebody bought one of my tracks. I don't think I had like 5 or maybe 7 songs, you know. But I learned the hard way that, you know, I learned that I had to put in a lot of work, have a lot of patience. And I'm not saying that you should have a 1 year of patience to wait for your first sale, but I'm sharing my story. So, you know, most of my friends, they have joined in libraries and they have sales immediately. But, you know, for everybody it's different, you know. So again, to what can you get out of this video? Again, the 3 major things when we're starting off. So not enough music out there, not enough time to do it because you work on a day job, and you know, and you need time to make the music. And the last thing, to be patient, and be patient with the process. It is a process, and stock music is a numbers games. Unfortunately, we need to have a lot of music on our portfolio in order to see some results, and in order to get better as well, you know, because the more you do something, the better you will get. So anyways, man, just let me know in the comments, how do you cope with these things, actually, especially with the time, which is related to not enough music. You know, how do you do it, you know, yourself with a day job, or with your band? If you have a band and you play with your mates in the pub, or you do gigs, or you go touring, or whatever it is that you do, or you're a stay-at-home family man, maybe you're running a business and you want to get into stock music. How do you do it? What's your take on this, and what can you do, or how do you approach this, you know? Because we all have these same issues, I believe. None of us is immune to this, you know. When we want to do something, you know, quality time with a family, you know, and make sure that we're not just busy doing something here in front of the computer for the sake of being busy, you know. That's another topic for another conversation. But yeah, man, again, thanks a lot for all the love and support. Leave in the comments below your take on this subject or topic. And yeah, man, rock and roll as always. And see you on the other side of success, man.